The most frustrating character in The Sopranos has a few candidates. Obviously, there's Jackie Jr., but I kind of find him comical in a twisted way. There's Chrissy with his continual relapsing, Ralphie for being, well, the devil, Richie for being, well, old school. But none of these characters truly generate the emotion of frustration within me, more a variety of other emotions. However, the one character who truly frustrates me is Carmela Soprano. She is Tony's wife and the female lead within The Sopranos. She is one of the main characters through the 7 seasons of the show, and is arguably one of the most compelling characters in a world of fascinating people. Her position within her own marriage and society itself generate this sense of Carmela as being a victim of Tony's adultery, violence, and mental health. Yet throughout the show, she seeks to do nothing about it. This is precisely what I mean by infuriating. I am not one of these sexist people who is disliking women purely for them stifling the quests of our favourite anti-heroes. Take Skylar White and Carmela for an example. What frustrates me is the hypocrisy that Carmela demonstrates regarding her religious beliefs, her decisions to get back with Tony, and her clear jealousy towards the other female characters within the show. These layers of Carmela's characterizations are a true testament to David Chase and Edie Falco for crafting this masterful character. Carmela heavily identifies with being Catholic. She goes to church, takes communion, imposes religion upon her children. But Catholicism is used by Carmela as a psychological defensive mechanism to justify the status of her life. Yet the man she shares a bed with destroys all aspects of Catholic doctrine, murdering, cheating, and hating, and Calm fully enables this lifestyle, accepting it as a matter of circumstance that she has no agency to change. For the first 4 seasons of the show, she can't divorce Tony due to it violating Catholic law, thus justifying her reasoning for staying with him for religious reasons. This is her first defense when meeting with a Jewish psychiatrist. Due to how vulnerable and idiotic Carmela feels in her current predicament, she even attempts to question the therapist's morality regarding his family due to him being Jewish.
Boundaries here, but you are Jewish, aren't you?
Is that relevant?
Well, us Catholics, we place a great deal of stock in the sanctity of the family. And I am not sure that your people...
I've been married for 31 years.
Well, then you know how difficult it can be.
Despite Catholics placing much stock in the family unit, the Jewish psychiatrist's home life seems to be much more stable, revealing that religion is irrelevant to Carmela's issue. It is only a defensive barrier.
Man, he's a good father.
You tell me he's a depressed criminal, prone to anger, serially unfaithful. Is that your definition of a good man?
He continues to unpick her life when she claims that Tony is a good man and a good father, but he is at heart a depressed killer and adulterer. These two aspects of his character cannot coexist, which is precisely why Carmela is so miserable. She is torn between her knowledge of the real Tony as an evil gangster and the facade of a good father that he portrays around the family. This mental torment that Carmela suffers is rationalized through religion. She sees two sides of Tony, and there is just enough of a sliver of a good man within all that debauchery that the values of never divorcing your partner that Catholicism perpetuates are enough to brainwash her into staying with Tony for 4 seasons. It would be ridiculous to overlook the other reasons why she stays with Tony. She clearly enjoys her lifestyle. Not having to work, the cars, the clothes, the holidays, being able to attain anything she desires whenever she wants, purely based off the power of her husband. Take the letter she gets off Joan, for example, to get Meadow into university. Her lifestyle is easy and luxurious, and I believe the thought of losing this is what truly terrifies her. The money that Calm has access to, as with a lot of characters within fiction, brings her no joy, especially when she hasn't had to work for it. Take her relationship with Charmaine, for example. They are friends, but it is a complex friendship due to the economical differences between the two of them. Charmaine has a lot less money than Calm, but that does not mean she is less happy. It could be argued that Charmaine is happier, as she explicitly tells Carmela. Calm seems to have a sense of social superiority over the characters who are economically inferior to her.
Oh, I love the coziness. Welcome to the neighborhood.
She says that she loves Charmaine's new house due to its quote-unquote coziness, implying that it is small and would be unsatisfying for herself to live in, a not so very subtle backhanded compliment, revealing the snobbish aspect of her character. This is further exemplified in her hand gestures. The beckoning signal that she employs to command her maid, and then eventually Charmaine, is highly insulting, reminding those around her that she is their superior who holds the power by paying them for services. The gesture is excellent writing and performance, as it just screams, "Come hither, peasant, and shine my shoes." This cements my frustration with Carmela. She is not anywhere near as bad as Tony or the other murderers he associates with, but I still find the snobbishness palpable. My hatred for this moment runs so deep as it is more realistic and applicable to us normal viewers to relate to Charmaine's position. Most of us, well, I'm assuming most of us, are not mob bosses, so it can be hard to emotionally relate to a lot of the mob storylines. But a lot of people who have worked in various industries will have experienced being beckoned by your superior in such a way. It is absolutely humiliating and makes you feel just like a robot that carries out a job, not a human being. Sorry for my rant, it just made my blood absolutely boil. Another interesting character dynamic to analyse in regards to why I find Carmela so frustrating is her relationship with Angie Bonpensero. Angie is left alone after Tony kills Sal at the end of season 2, leaving her financially unstable, illustrating the precarious nature of mob life. Carmela sees her working at the supermarket, giving out free samples. The possibility that this might happen to Tony, and he would leave Carmen and the kids in a similar state, is absolutely frightening for her. She has become so adapted to her life of luxury that the prospect of trying to get a normal job is petrifying. It shocks her, evident in Falco's fantastic facial expressions. Now, this fear of employment is logical for a person in Carmela's situation, but in relation to Angie, the reason I find the situation so frustrating is that she also shows bitterness towards Ange when she carves a life out for herself. Angie becomes successful economically via hard work and independence, working in a mechanic's car repair shop, earning her own money. Even to the extent where she can buy a brand new Chevrolet, which is just as nice as the Porsche that Tony gifts Carm in season 6.
You bought that yourself?
Again, Carmela's facial expressions indicate that she is jealous of Andrew's success, jealous of the independence and proactiveness that she demonstrates. It makes Carm insecure about how she has acquired her wealth through Tony's blood money and no hard work of her own. No matter where you land on the social ladder, Carm will always judge you and compare your situation to her own, reflecting upon how it makes her feel. She is horrified when Ange is working a bad job, and horrified when she is doing really well for herself, indicating that there is an intense sense of bitterness which is integral to Carmela's character. Thank you for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. There's plenty more to say on this topic if you'd like another video, so I'll catch you in the next one.